Middle class kids have the worst odds of anyone when it comes to applying to Ivy League schools. And the reason for this is pretty obvious if you think about it. So, if you're a middle class kid, hang out. I'm going to explain to you exactly why this is happening and what you can do to overcome it. First, the why. Ivy League colleges have two big incentives in the admissions process. The first is that they have to protect the image of the university. Ivy League colleges spent a long time building up this marketing image of the universities being populated by very virtuous but also very intelligent students. So they need to make sure they make a class that is a mix of a lot of kids that are very impressive with some kids that meet a thing called institutional priorities. Now, institutional priorities is just a buzzword that really just means money. So the colleges have to fund themselves. They need to bring in enough kids to actually pay the bills, but they also need to balance that with a lot of kids that are unusually impressive, and they mix those in so you can't tell the difference. And that's what they do when they say they're composing a class. Now, here's the rub with the middle class kids. Your family makes way too much money for you to be useful for marketing. You're not some kid they're pulling out of the projects where they can go put you on a pamphlet flyer and advertise for the university and make themselves seem virtuous. But also, your family is nowhere near wealthy enough that you guys can pay full tuition or otherwise make a large donation to the university that helps keep the lights on. So you're in that unfortunate valley where you don't fill either one of their priorities. That's why it's unusually hard for you to get in. Now, let's say you are middle class. What do you do about this? Well, there's two ways you can really handle this. The first one would be to try to attach yourself to some kind of existing program that gives you the equivalent of being one of the rich kids. So, for example, if you were to join ROTC, then the government agrees to pay for the full value of your tuition, and it's the equivalent of you attaching like a $500,000 check to your application. So that puts you into one of the categories that fills those priorities. Now, the alternative would be to do something incredibly unique that really makes you stand out. For that, I recommend developing a passion project over the course of many years before you apply to college. This is hard to do. Most people can't do it, and most of the projects that people try to use for this purpose won't make the cut. But if you actually do land that the right way and you're showing them your talents in a unique way, it will work. That'll be enough to get you into one of these schools. And if you want to learn exactly how to do that, just search Ivy Roadmap, Passion Project. There's a full guide already there.